Welcome back to Better Living. I'm here now with Jere from the Croswell Opera House. Let's talk about the Croswell Opera House. There's a lot of history about the Croswell Opera House. Tell me about the theater first.
So the Croswell was built in 1866 by a group of men led by Charles Croswell, who went on to become the governor of the state of Michigan. And they really wanted to create in the downtown a gathering spot. So a place where people could come for entertainment, for lectures, for use the space for meetings. Anything that would happen in a small community, although Adrian was actually the second largest city in Michigan at that time.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
I did not know that.
So it really, that's exactly what it did. Everything from, well, the biggest speakers of the day, Frederick Douglass, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, people of that level spoke at the Croswell and really educated the community, and people came from throughout the region to join in those conversations. And then there was also traveling shows. They would stop in Adrian between Toledo, Detroit, Chicago, and spend one night in Adrian, and huge shows, things like a horse and buggy that actually was on our stage with horses trotting on stage, pulling scenery behind them, large dog shows. The building has seen all kinds of things. Then for a long time it was strictly a movie theater. And then in the late 60s, the community really rallied around it. There was talk of tearing down the building, and folks in Adrian said, we're not going to let that happen. And it really took on the life of what we see today, and that is a producing theater. We present plays and musicals throughout the year, and we also do other kinds of entertainment, concerts, and we've had the Adrian Symphony Orchestra in our building, and all kinds of things. So we really are sort of back to our roots as the community gathering space in downtown, and people really do come from throughout the region to attend our shows or even be in our shows and just participate in what we do at the Croswell.
That is quite the storied history, that building. If the walls could talk there, I'll bet we would hear some fantastic stories.
You would. It was even at one point, the Croswell served as a makeshift hospital, and there were about 1,000 people injured in an accident at the fairgrounds, and of some people who were taken to the Croswell succumbed to their injuries. So that's how we know that it's haunted.
Well,
people ask me that question all the time.
I need to come take a tour of the Croswell Opera House. I am fairly certain of that. So let's talk about what's going on right now in the current, well, literally right now. What's going on this week at the Croswell?
Oh my gosh. Well, we are producing Mary Poppins. It has one more weekend of shows, but we're also in rehearsal for our musical in July, which is Big Fish. And then in August, we're producing Memphis, and those two shows are in rehearsal. So the building is, every space is being used, and it's very, very busy. But we're also, at the same time, all of us in the office are really focused on this big capital campaign project. So we announced last Friday the public phase of a $6.2 million project to really shore up the building, take care of the space that we have, and then provide some things that our patrons can really be excited about. We have about a 20-minute line for our restrooms during an intermission.
Wow.
So we're doubling the number of restrooms, for example, adding another performance venue, a small space for that, and then a great lounge and bar where people can just hang out either when they're there to see a show or just if they're downtown in Adrian. So we're doing a lot, and $6.2 million is a big, big project for us.
Well, it sounds like it, but it also sounds like it's needed and will be put to very good use. So how can people be involved in the capital campaign?
Well, there's going to be lots of different ways to be involved. Right now, they can reach out to me at the Croswell, call or email, whatever, check on our Facebook page. There's lots of information. Or go to campaignforthecroswell.org. Lots of floor plans and details about what we're actually doing. Beautiful renderings of what the space is going to look like once we get our money raised. And then we'll be doing some online fundraising and different projects like that. So there'll be lots of ways for people to get involved. And we're doing well already. We've already raised $2.2 million.
That's awesome.
So we are really focused in on some folks who have long-standing histories with the Croswell, their families, and after several generations, they want to make a substantial gift to really support what we're doing, and we are so grateful for that. Because while we know it's going to take lots and lots of people to make this happen, we know we also need a few folks to really step out in front and really make a commitment to what we're doing.
Well, it sounds like it touches the lives of so many people, not just right there in Adrian, but in the entire region.
Oh, for sure. It's interesting. We've had people in our cast, which are typically all volunteers, driving from Bowling Green, from Ann Arbor, from Canton, Michigan. That's a long distance when you have to go. I mean, you talk about being on the road with your kids. Well, this is every night for 6 weeks or so, plus the performances. So it's quite a commitment for something that they're not paid for, but what that's done is it really has raised the bar in terms of quality of performers that we have. So it's been really wonderful to see the whole region come out in terms of the performances, in terms of the actors, but then we get people coming from 2 or 3 hours away to see our shows.
Yeah.
We are really reasonably priced. Tickets are just $15 to $35. And what people tend to see is, or what they tell us, is that we are every bit as good as the national tours, as something they would see here in Toledo or Detroit. That's, you know, all professional people. And we do that on a much smaller budget, but we don't spare any expense if we can help it. We, you know, you come see Mary Poppins, Mary will be flying through the air with the greatest of ease. No question about that. Yeah.
Well, and those people are doing a labor of love, that is for sure, and it sounds like they do it so well. So if people want information so that they can get involved in the capital campaign, they can either find you on Facebook and give that website again.
Campaignforthecroswell.org.
And certainly you can go see Mary Poppins still this weekend. Tickets available?
They are. Well, Sunday is almost sold out, but Friday and Saturday.
Get those tickets now. Get those tickets and make sure that you check out Big Fish in Memphis coming up soon. The Croswell Opera House. It sounds like a fantastic place. I'm going to go check it out. We'll be right back on Better Living.